guys, I'm Eloise from Fitwaffle and welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make the fudgiest chocolate brownies. You know, the ones with the chewy edges, the crackly top and that really thick fudgy indulgent middle. I'm going to be showing you all my tips and tricks on how to make them. So if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and let's go make some brownies. Okay guys, so you're going to need to heat your oven to 190°C or 170 if you have a fan oven. I would really recommend getting an oven thermometer. Mine actually came cracked, but this is basically going to tell you if your oven temperature is exact, because mine runs about 10 degrees low, so I'd highly recommend getting one of these just in case your oven does run slightly high or slightly low. Next we're going to line our tins. So you guys always ask me how I line my tins, so I'm going to show you right now. So you need two 8-inch square tins. If you don't have another tin, mine usually come in packs of 2 whenever I've bought them from Lidl or Amazon or wherever. If you don't, you can always use a book that's a similar size, but this is how I do mine. So I've got non-stick Bacco foil baking paper, which I love because it's really thick, and I'm basically going to pull it over my tin so there's about 2 inches around the edges. Let's see if I can pull this straight. Okay, so I'm just going to curl that under like that, make sure it's nice and even, and then I'm just going to press my other tin onto the top. And then I'm just going to wrap the edges underneath. All you're doing here is just creasing the edges, so just folding the paper. Okay, and then take that out. Ta-da! So we've got a really nice, snug fitting baking paper, or lined tin I should say. For this recipe, you're going to need melted butter, light brown sugar, caster sugar, dark chocolate, so I'm using dark cooking chocolate, 52% cocoa from Lidl, 2 large eggs, plain flour, cocoa powder and salt. You're also going to need a large mixing bowl and a hand whisk and a spatula. And that's it. So these are super easy to make. So we're going to start off by pouring our melted butter into the bowl, followed by both our sugars. You can use just caster sugar or just granulated or just light brown. They're just going to give you a slightly different texture. I actually use light brown sugar in this to make them slightly chewier. Light brown sugar makes them slightly more moist than just using caster sugar. We're going to whisk these together until everything is combined and it's as smooth as we can get it. As you can see, it's gone a light colour, it's very thick and fluffy. I forgot to mention that I actually let my butter cool slightly. It should look like this. And now we're going to add our eggs. I've got 2 large eggs, and now we're going to whisk these until stiff peaks. So it's going to turn a really light colour and it's going to be really thick and fluffy. This is the secret to like tall fudgy brownies. Because there's no rising agent in brownies, something needs to give it that height, and that is going to come from the eggs. Okay, not quite stiff peaks, but I'm going to leave it there because that's pretty much what I'm looking for. I'm just looking for like this real thick mixture with a lot of volume. Next, we're going to add the dark chocolate. I have used milk in this recipe and it does work fine. You just probably won't get such a firm brownie, so it won't quite be as fudgy. But the one I've used is 28% cocoa and it works just fine. And I let this chocolate cool as well because we don't want to cook the eggs. Now we're just going to briefly whisk this in until it's combined. Okay, that's looking good. So next I'm going to grab a sieve and place that on the top. Then I'm going to pour in my flour. My sieve is notorious for falling in the bowl because it doesn't have a very good hook on it. So hopefully yours is a little bit better than mine. Next in goes the cocoa powder and a teaspoon of salt. I quite like salt and chocolate together, but if you're not that keen, then I would just use half a teaspoon. And then we're just gonna sift that in. All right, now we're going to grab our spatula and we're just going to fold it in. So you want to get underneath it and then just flip it over. So we're trying to keep as much air in our mix as possible. And folding does take a bit of time, so just be patient, just be gentle with it. Okay, so now we're going to we're going to scoop that into our prepared tray. Also, if you haven't bought a spatula yet, I would definitely recommend a spatula for scraping the edges of bowls. because I was always used to using wooden spoons and the spatula just works so much better. So we're just going to smooth that out all the way to the edges, making sure it's nice and even all the way across. This is going to go in the oven now, so I'm going to put it in for about 25 minutes. Check it after about 20, I would say, especially if you're not 100% sure on your oven temperature, but they may need longer. Like, they could literally take up to 40 minutes depending on your oven. So just look out for them, take care of your brownies. Let's put them in the oven and then I'll be back with some finished brownies. Here are our brownies. They're looking good, they smell amazing, and mine took exactly 25 minutes. I could have done them for slightly less looking at them, but they look great. They've got that shiny top, they've got those cracks in the brownie, and they just look so good and they just smell so good. So I'm gonna let them cool fully in the tin now, and then once they're cool, I'm actually gonna refrigerate mine overnight. So this is a must for me. If you don't want to do it overnight, I would definitely recommend doing it for a couple of hours at least. That's gonna bring all the flavors together and it's gonna give them a real nice fudgy texture. It's also gonna give you a clean cut. So we'll talk more about that once they've been cooled overnight, and I will see you in a few seconds, or for me, tomorrow morning. Good morning, guys. So we are here to chop up our brownies now. So they've been in the fridge overnight. They're really set and they're actually really cold at the moment. I'm just going to peel away these edges, and you're going to want a sharp knife. So these are from Costco. You guys always ask me where my knives are from because they're really cool. This one's my favorite. It's actually not that sharp anymore. It was really sharp when I got it, but it's not that sharp anymore, but it's good enough. And I'm actually gonna heat the knife. So I'm gonna put it in hot water for a few seconds or a few minutes, then I'm going to make sure it's really dry, then we're going to cut through our cold brownies. Okay, that feels pretty warm, so I'm just going to dry that off because we don't want wet brownies. And I'm going to cut this into 16. I'm going to start by cutting it into 4, so I'm going to go down the middle and then across. I've seen some people use those pizza cutters, the ones that have like 5 pizza cutters on one and they just like press through the brownie. I think that would be really useful, so I might get one. Let me know if you think I should get one or if you've seen them before. So they're all sliced up. Moment of truth, I'm so excited to try these. I'm gonna go for a middle section. What section is your favorite? Corners, edges, or middle? I'm a middle person, but I will happily eat any part of the brownie. So let's have a look. Oh yeah, they are so dense and fudgy. Okay, I'm gonna try it. Oh my gosh. They are so good. Okay, it's a success. Our brownies are complete and I'm super pleased with them. The refrigeration, is that a word? Refrigerating them overnight is 100% a good idea if you want these like harder, firmer, thick fudgy brownies. So guys, I really hope you enjoyed this recipe. If you have any questions about the brownies, then let me know in the comments below and I'll be more than happy to get back to you. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, like this video, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you in the next video. Let me know what you want me to make next. Mwah.